It's about that time again. What is up? If you're watching this, that means you got another day. Oh, I just shaved. Boy, I look like a child. Speaking of children, I made one of the most immature financial decisions of my life, which was spend nearly half my paycheck on a single upgrade for a V6 Mustang. A lot of you guys want to know how much did I actually spend, and if you want to Procharge your Mustang or boost it at any point, how much money are you really getting into? Because when I first started this, I saw a lot of kits advertised. A lot of these kits led me to believe that that was the out-the-door cost, right? You buy the kit, you don't have to buy anything else, and that's how much you spend to boost your Mustang. Probably not true. Obviously, depending on what kit and who you buy it from. I'm gonna be focusing on the kit that I purchased from Lethal Performance, as well as all the other things I had to get to make this boost not only work in my car, but work safely. And those are two different things, because a lot of kits will just get your car started, but won't really be ideal for the longevity of your engine or maybe peak performance of what that car can do. There's a lot of variables here. I'll try to clear them all up. The exact kit that I got from Lethal Performance was the Procharger 2011 to 2014 Mustang V6 HO intercooler kit. I went with the P1SC head unit. I did satin finish on everything. I did a straight cut gear set type, and I did a standard inlet type. I didn't change anything on the fuel lines. I didn't change anything on the fuel pump. It just wasn't necessary for my power goals, which is somewhere in the neighborhood between 500 and 530, 540 horsepower crank is what I was going for. Anything more than that and you're getting risky, because I figured out that the limit on this car is about 600 real horsepower, and then you're starting to blow stuff up. So I didn't want to get anywhere close to that, especially since I like to do a lot of dig racing. I have a stock transmission. I don't even have a torque converter, and I daily this car. So the cost of that kit is $6,496.20. That's out the door, taxes, shipping, everything included. The cost of the install, however, is where I was surprised, because this kit, and again, you will figure out as you get kits for Mustang Boost, we had to cut the intake and move it around. We have to shift the intercooler back. It was very difficult to cram in the intercooler and the fan, which I somehow lost the fan, so I had to buy a new fan. Had trouble with the lines that communicated with my automatic transmission, and then we actually had a lot of trouble figuring out where to put the blow-off valve and then how to attach it, because the materials that it was supposed to go to were like made of steel, and the blow-off valve attaching piece or whatever was made of aluminum, or vice versa. Bottom line is they wouldn't really communicate, so we had to custom fab some things. It wasn't a true plug and play, no hassle type kit. And I can't speak for anyone else's kits. I can only speak for the exact kit that I bought and the exact experience that I had. Now, I also spent an additional $450 to get that big red blow-off valve. If you Procharge your car, I swear this upgrade is worth it, because it makes your car sound like a monster. It is, if you're gonna Procharge your car, you gotta have the blow-off valve. If you get it from Lethal, they walked me through the process of which blow-off valve to get, because there's a couple different options there. The install took a little over 3 full days with multiple techs working on it to get it all installed properly. Keyword is properly. I had a lot of shops quote me for this and give me options anywhere from like $1,000 to do it up towards, I went towards the higher end on my install. I'll just go ahead and say it. Anytime in the history of my life when I have taken the cheaper route with somebody that can do it for less, I've ended up either fixing it twice, running into more problems down the road, or just having not great performance on whatever it is they were working on. So I tend to just not cut corners when it comes to a place that works on my car, which is why I went with Avant-Garde Exotics, AGX, in LA. They're one of the most renowned, best, just well-experienced guys when it comes to boost. They were actually the ones that advised me to go the Procharger route with my Mustang, and I gotta say that was definitely the best route. Install for a little over 3 days with all the extra parts I had to buy and the custom fab. Out the door, taxes, everything included, was $3,422.96. My stock spark plugs worked, but they were getting kind of old and we needed to re-gap them anyway. NGK spark plugs. I also had to get some extra hosing to accommodate the oil catch can that we added in. The cost of the Napa trip was $68.76. The cost to pull the intake manifold back off and re-gap those spark plugs after we tuned them and decided that we started with 0.035, we decided 0.030 was better. It was $296.31. It's a good time to change out that intake manifold gasket, which was $19.79. The tune I got from MPT, More Powered Tuning. Normally do tunes on superchargers for about $500, but I got half off because I did a lot of promo work for them. I got that tune for $250. The oil catch cam was sponsored by CJ Pony Parts, but should have cost me $137. You do about 500 miles, you kind of do it nice and easy. This is your data logging process. Take the car for an oil change for your Procharger, and there were some things that we had to tighten down and change around. Only $100 to do all that. So smog test, you want to make sure you pass smog everything. That was $60. Brakes, please do not Procharge your car at boost without upgrading the brakes if you're going to do this particular car, because the brakes on the S187 stock V6 Mustang suck. I went with the Brembo 4 pistons. 6 pistons seems a little overkill. I talked to a lot of guys over at Ford about this. These are the same Brembos that go in the GT500. The other thing I learned is that the Brembos that go in the front do 95% of the stopping on this particular Mustang. The back set is really just a redundancy, so you don't really need to do a full brake kit. Brembos should have been a little over $1,200, I think, but I got those partially sponsored by CJ Pony Parts. Out the door, $893.53. The install on the brakes was actually free. Thank you, Jacob. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. He and his dad actually helped me install those, and we had an awesome time doing it. On the S187, something I didn't know about my own Mustang until recently is the stock drive shaft is only rated to about 110, 115 miles an hour. After that, you're basically running the risk of a grenade blowing up inside your car, and I mean that literally. Google, YouTube, you know, stock V6 Mustang drive shaft exploding. It'll throw shrapnel all over the place. You could get in a bad accident, and it could totally kill you. So if you're gonna put this kind of power on your car, you're gonna need a new drive shaft. I went with the aluminum one piece on CJ Pony Parts. Out the door, my drive shaft shipping, everything included, was $835.72. Install on that drive shaft was $160. So out the door cost on things that are definitely required, we're talking install of the kit itself, the blow off valve, the spark plugs, the gasket, the tune, and the catch can, and the checkup for the Procharger shortly after installing it. Total cost was, gosh, I've never added this up until now, and I didn't think it was that much. $11,241.02. Ouch. Worth it for the horsepower? Absolutely. And total cost of all those other things that you definitely should get but technically aren't required, $2,299.25. And total cost of everything that you technically don't need but probably should anyway, and everything that you definitely do need, is $13,540.27, also known as almost the exact price that I paid for this car. There is a debate over whether or not this was worth it. I'll get to that in like 2 seconds, but first I want to let you guys know I calculated the price that you would pay if most of this wasn't sponsored. Also, if you were to get most of the work done in Los Angeles, which is an expensive place to work on a car. I know there's a lot of confusion from you when I was first shopping for this kit. I was like, where do I start and what else do I need? I really didn't like it when I was calling all these different places trying to research different boost kits, and somebody would tell me what I needed, but they wouldn't tell me what I really needed. This list that I'm giving you now is what you really need. I would highly recommend everything on this list, and anything you leave out will either hurt the performance of the Mustang, the health of the Mustang, or potentially jeopardize your safety. The question as to why did I do this to a V6 Mustang instead of just getting another Mustang? I mean, this is just barely short of a down payment on a Porsche GT4. The reason why is because I like to make payments on things I can actually own. So I own the Mustang outright. I wanted to make something that was very unique for my YouTube channel, and my Mustang only has about 50,000 miles on it, so there's a lot of room left to go. And I wanted to have a car that was fast and relatable, because there's a lot of guys out there with V6 Mustangs and not a lot of guys doing anything crazy with them. So I wanted to be that one guy with that crazy V6 Mustang, so anyone else out there with a V6 Mustang can look to me and be like, all right, I can do this. It's a car I can afford. I can make it insanely fast. I can have a lot of fun with it. I can bring it out on the track, and I can do it for not a really unrealistic amount of money. So if you ever do decide to go down this route, know that anything's possible. You can absolutely boost your V6 Mustang. Probably budget anywhere from $10,000 to $14,000 to do it though, and don't be fooled by the $6,000 to $7,000 price tag on the kit, because you're gonna spend almost double that in all the other stuff you need and all the install time to put it on. Guys, I drop videos like this every single week. Hope this was helpful. Make sure you subscribe, and click that notification bell. I am shooting for 10,000 subscribers, and I will catch you at the next episode. Peace.
I might lie to you just to get through the night with you. Hope that's alright. Know you lie to me. It's only right.